there, everybody. It's Mike DiLisio, and before I get started, let me get something off my chest here. I really dislike the term board game hall or convention hall or this is my Gen Con hall, this is my Essen hall, this is my hall this, hall that. I don't like it. Something about it has made me uncomfortable. I don't know. As the kids say, it gives me the ick. I'm probably using that term wrong. Whatever. I don't like it. I know some of you watching have probably said it or posted it. Heck, I've probably typed it or posted it sometime, but I just got to put it out there. I'd love to see that go away. I just don't like it. Oh, and don't get me started on table. Okay, I understand that the word table, while primarily being a noun, can sometimes be used as a verb. It's like, okay, we're talking about a particular issue, we're getting nowhere, let's table that for now. Let's put it aside. However, the way board gamers use it, no. Oh, what are you tabling tomorrow? What are you talking about? What are we playing tomorrow? Oh, we're playing this. What are you tabling? No. Let's get rid of that too. All right, anyway, curmudgeonly aside, let's get going with this video, which is essentially, hey, these are some games I got at Gen Con this year. And I also should note that in this job, there are oftentimes that I am given games as review copies from publishers. There are people that will give me games knowing kind of my tastes. And so this is going to be a mixture of things that I bought at Gen Con or things that were given either for review purposes or otherwise. All right, so if I've played the games, I'll talk a little bit about my experience with them. If I haven't, then I'll just kind of maybe tell you about why I was interested, things along those lines. All right, let's start off with some of the smaller games. I've got some Oink Games here. Went to the Oink Games booth, as I always do, and I'm going to start with Trend here. This is one that not only have I played, but I actually reviewed on the channel twice. It's a long story. Yeah, I ended up doing 2 reviews on this. There was a rule misinterpretation that at first, when played under those rules, I gave it a 3. I actively hated it. Then I got some confirmation from Oink, the publisher, about the actual intended rule, and it really changed the game. I gave it a 7. So this is a cool card shedding set collection game, and it does something unique in both of those categories. I also have Pedikit here, which is kind of a party game from what I understand. This one has looked very cool to me, so I have not played it, but I'm looking forward to getting a chance to try that out. And then finally at Oink, I picked up Dying Message, and I did get a chance to play this only once, but I played it on this last weekend, actually. And this is another party game. This is very much a party game where one person is going to be a victim, and they are given a number of kind of, I wouldn't call them necessarily abstract cards. I would call them more like doodles and squiggles. I don't know if you can see the back there. Some of those cards kind of have little doodles and squiggles. And what you're trying to do is send a message using just those cards and nothing else that will correspond with one of, I believe it's 5 different potential suspects. And it's kind of cute because you read off the biographies of all the suspects, and they may have little clues in their bios that you can use to leave that message. And then you're trying to get people to guess your correct suspect, but not everybody, kind of that Dixit thing. So cute, but I need to play it some more to see if it has lasting appeal. Couple of other little small games I got here. I got this game called Lunar Cycle, and this was given to me by a friend. I know nothing about it other than it's a trick-taking game, and obviously it's got a moon theme, and there's been a couple of these. Actually, there's another game I got at Tokyo Game Market called Lunar Trick, which is fantastic. But Lunar Cycle, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. And then Tintin, the Cooperative Climbing Compendium. Now, I should point out, I don't believe either of this wasn't for sale, I don't think, on the floor. This was only for sale from the person who put it together, who is Taylor Reiner, who is known for his trick-taking expertise. He's designed several trick-taking games. He's been a developer on several trick-taking games. He's got the upcoming Sail Legacy from Allplay. And so this is, I think you use a Tishu deck with this, and it's a climbing game. So you were able to buy this from him personally, but he didn't have a booth. All right. let's go into IV Studios. Yeah, so IV Studios had a number of small card games that they were selling in addition to their bigger titles as well, including their newest big box game called Brink. And I actually played 2 of these at the Dice Tower booth with IV Studios and some folks that were attending Gen Con. And so we had a table at our booth and played both Time to Panic, which is a cooperative limited communication game, and Graft, which is a drafting game that is set in the world of another one of their upcoming games, a roll and write, flip and write game called Tend. And so I had played both of these. This, as I said, cooperative. I really felt this is one of those games where the title is very apt. I was panicking through most of the game. I thought we had no chance, and we were able to pull it off at the very last second, so that was very satisfying. And this is a really clever drafting game. I'm sure this is going to be reviewed on the channel, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I had a really good time at the booth playing it, and I look forward to playing it some more before the review. And then finally, the one that I have not played yet, which is Pillars of Fate. This is a 2-player lane battler set in the Veiled Fate kind of world. They also are going to have another strictly 2-player version of Veiled Fate called Scales of Fate, but this is strictly a card game, a card battler, and with a lovely player mat that I have not looked at yet. Actually, I think it's a game map because you're playing 2 players in a lane type of a situation. 2 games I'm really excited about, but were not for sale there at Gen Con. These are because these are coming from Brazil, and so these were given to me by Robert Coelho, who is a Brazilian board game designer. You may know his game Comic Hunters at Dice Tower Central. And so he was kind enough to bring me, he knows how much I like trick-taking games, he was kind enough to bring me Monster Trick, which has been out for years. It's where you're playing basically 4 consecutive tricks at one time. But it has not been available in the United States. It was originally, I think, German, Ravensburger. No, maybe it was before then. I think it was also called Stickeln, is that right? Anyway, I'm getting my trick-taking info confused. Shock, Knights, I think it's Knights and Poison. This is the Portuguese Cavalheiros e Venenos, which sounds like poison, venom. But I've played this game several times. This is a banger of a trick-taking game. It is essentially Ink and Gold, the trick-taking game. And really, it's exactly that. It feels like you're playing the trick-taking version of Ink and Gold, so there's a heavy dose of push your luck. Outstanding game. And I've heard tell that this version is going to be picked up and released in North America with English rules. I believe that's the case. I'm not sure about Monster Trick. But anyway, really, really excited about those. There was a booth in Entrepreneur's Alley that was kind of like a Japan grouping. There were like a number of very small Japanese publishers that were there. And I got a couple of games from Hey publisher. And this one is called Matchstick Tycoon, which looks really interesting. I have not played it. It's a shedding game where you're trying to get rid of cards in your hand, but you have like what look like analog clock numbers on these cards, and you can put little sticks on them to change the value of the numbers. Now, what's interesting about that is that one of, if not my favorite trick-taking games of all time is, it used to be called Segment Tricks. It was released as Twinkle Starship, but it's a trick-taking game that uses the same conceit, the idea of being able to place sticks onto analog numbers to change their values. And so looking forward to trying that one out. I don't know if they were selling it at the booth. I'm assuming they probably were. And then this is Flag Genius, which is what looks like a somewhat of a geography-based game. I have not read the rules yet. I have English rules here, but who knows? I'm intrigued. It almost looks like, are you using? No, I thought you might be using QR codes, but I think you're using your knowledge of geography, such as it is, which for some of us is more than others. Let's talk a little bit about the 25th Century booth. I went there and picked up their new version of Botswana. Played this game scores of times, dozens and dozens of times. It's a fantastic game, absolute wonderful filler card game. And I had a Japanese version. I had several versions of this, actually. But I had a Japanese version I thought would be the best one that would ever be released. This one is right up there. You've got Weberson Santiago artwork. You've got really cool screen printed wooden meeples. So thrilled that I have a new version of this game that is this good looking and exciting. And then I picked up Raw and Right. I have played this. I like it. I like it. Again, another one I'm sure we're going to be reviewing, but it's a game that utilizes mostly the scoring elements of Raw in a flip and right game. It does not have the auctioning element, okay, so that part is not in there. But it uses those scorings that are going to be familiar to you if you've played Raw before in a pretty quick playing flip and right game. So don't want to talk too much about that because I'm sure we'll be reviewing it soonish. Also, I went to the Jav Japan booth and I picked up a couple of games. This is a game that I knew of as Gibbers, but it turns out that it also has been called Esperiazation. Okay, Esperiazation. I've played this. I played the Gibbers edition, which is, again, I think it's the exact same game. Hard to explain, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but it's basically a word-based party game, cooperative game, party-ish, cooperative word game where you are essentially trying to create your own language and make people understand what your message you're trying to give in a completely made-up language. If that sounds impossible, it's not. It's really intriguing. So look forward to playing that some more. And then I picked up Dice Democracy, which is their newest game. And I know not a whole lot about it besides how it looks. And it looked really cool. I mean, very bright and vibrant, obviously. This looks like a party game. And the time listed to play the game, 15 minutes, 3 to 6 players. Is it 15 or 25? Should just keep the glasses on, but I refuse. 15 minutes, 3 to 6 players, that screams party game. Looking forward to that. All right, now we're going to be going to some bigger box games. Let's go with this. Regicide Legacy, yes, Badgers from Mars, and art by Sketch Goblin. So Regicide is a game that has been out for a while, a solo game. It started out, I believe, as a print and play game because you could play it with a standard deck of cards. And what Regicide Legacy does is it takes that base game and, like you might expect, adds a legacy element. And so really, just a gorgeous production. They had this set up on the table. If you watched our Gen Con vlogs, you definitely would see some footage because I know I took some and I believe other people did as well. Just a gorgeous looking production. I know that Tom is planning on playing through this as well, so perhaps Tom and I will join forces on that review. Maybe other people will pick it up and play it as well. But really looking forward to digging into Regicide Legacy. All right, getting close there because we've got some bigger box games. This is Fate Forge, Chronicles of Khan, Kin of the Wild. This is the newest expansion for Fate Forge, and this involves pets. Anytime you add pets to a game, I'm going to be excited. So I am excited. I like Fate Forge a lot. You can check out my review on the channel if you want to learn more about it. But it's a cooperative dungeon crawl game, but not in the standard sense. Very puzzly game. A unique approach to dungeon crawl cooperative games. And I'm excited to add some cool pets to it. One of the hottest games at Gen Con was 12 Rivers from Good Games Publishing. It's a big box. And a large amount of the appeal goes to the kind of the toy factor here. You've got a raised platform series of chutes that are rivers, and you've got marbles at the top of the chutes, and you're going to be placing out your tokens to try to capture those marbles before they flow down further and other people get a chance to take them, and then you're doing some contract fulfillment. I did play this at Gen Con. I did enjoy it. We have also already reviewed the game on the channel. I was not a part of that review, but suffice to say, I haven't formulated my thoughts like I would have if I were in the review, but it's certainly something I'm recommending. It would be somewhere in the 7 to 7.5 range, but 12 Rivers is a game I recommend, I really like. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is the game that I was most excited about. They were only demoing this at Gen Con. I think they thought originally they may not have copies, but it did not work out, but there's pre-orders up for it already, and that is The Hobbit, There and Back Again from Reiner Knizia and Office Dog. This is a roll and write game with dry erase and essentially what you could think of as almost like baby book material. You know, the thick cardboard pages that you flip. And you go through 8 different kind of chapters of The Hobbit, and it kind of goes through the major story points, the main kind of like touch points of The Hobbit. It's certainly not a storytelling game by any means, but it does some really neat things with integrating what you're doing with what you're kind of emulating within the story. As I said, there are 8 scenarios, or if I didn't say, I'll say it now, 8 scenarios in the game. I have played through all of them. Yes, I've played some of them several times, and this is one that I'm actually bringing this copy to the Dice Tower Studios very soon so that everyone else gets a chance to play through it, and I'll be interested to see what other people say. I have not formulated my thoughts completely on it, but I definitely plan on being, if not part of the group review, then I'll definitely do my own review on it because I have thoughts. All right, gosh, I think that's it. I will tell you that this is the year that I brought the fewest items back with me from Gen Con, but I don't see that as a negative. Partially it's due to the job, right? There are a number of the big Gen Con releases that I had access to through the Dice Tower, have already tried, things along those lines. But what I did get is a really nice collection of different types of games, and it's like I said, some of them I've played through, some of them I have not, but I still very much am looking forward to. So there you go, my games that I brought back from Gen Con. It is not a Gen Con haul video. That's it. See you guys later.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowdsurfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vassell. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.